All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to take part in All India State Ministers' Conference on Water at Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh this morning. Union Government clears National Green Hydrogen Mission with initial outlay of 19,744 crore rupees. Second National Conference of State Chief Secretaries begins in New Delhi today. India and France to hold 36th Strategic Dialogue in New Delhi today. And in cricket, rejuvenated India to face Sri Lanka in second T20 International in Pune this evening. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will take part in the first All India Annual State Ministers' Conference on Water to be held at Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh today. The event is being organized by Jal Shakti Ministry. The theme of this conference is Water Vision at 2047. The Prime Minister will share his remarks at the event at around 9:45 a.m. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said this forum will bring together key policymakers to discuss ways to harness water resources for sustainable development and human progress. We have a report.
The primary objective of the conference is to gather inputs for the India at 2047 and five-piece vision of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi from the different water stakeholders of the states. The conference will also improve engagement and partnership with the states and to share the initiative and schemes of the Ministry of Jal Shakti. The Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, and the Union Minister of Jal Shakti, Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, will grace the occasion. The Minister of State for Jal Shakti, Prahlad Singh Patel, will also present during the event. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
The Union Government has approved the National Green Hydrogen Mission with an initial outlay of 19,744 crore rupees. Briefing reporters in New Delhi, Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur said the mission aims to make India a global hub for production, utilization and export of green hydrogen.
नेशनल ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन को केंद्रीय मंत्रिमंडल ने मंजूरी दी है. इंडिया विल बी द ग्लोबल हब ऑफ ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन और हम ये कह सकते हैं कि क्लाइमेट चेंज से निपटने के लिए ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाएगा. 2023 तक प्रतिवर्ष 50 लाख टन ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन का उत्पादन होगा. इसके लिए 60 गीगावाट से 100 गीगावाट की इलेक्ट्रोलाइजर कैपेसिटी को तैयार किया जाएगा. कुल स्कीम जो 2029-30 तक है, कुल मिलाकर 17,490 करोड़ रुपए इसके ऊपर व्यय किया जाएगा.
The minister said the targets by 2030 are likely to bring in over 8 lakh crore rupees investments and create over 6 lakh jobs. He said the mission will annually help save 1 lakh crore rupees in the import of fossil fuels. Mr. Thakur said through this mission, 50 million metric tons of carbon emissions will be averted annually. The government also approved the Central Sector Broadcasting Infrastructure and Network Development BIND scheme. The Information and Broadcasting Minister said the scheme will financially support Prasar Bharati in the expansion and upgradation of its broadcasting infrastructure and content development. Mr. Thakur reiterated the government's commitment to the development, modernization and strengthening of Doordarshan and Akashvani infrastructure and services. He said the FM coverage of AIR will be increased and it will cover more than 80% of the country's population.
ब्रॉडकास्टिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड नेटवर्क डेवलपमेंट ये इस बाइंड स्कीम के लिए 2021-22 से 2026 तक के लिए 2,539 करोड़ रुपए की मंजूरी दी गई है. इसके अंतर्गत दूरदर्शन ऑल इंडिया रेडियो के स्टूडियोज बनाने का काम किया जाएगा. ब्रॉडकास्टिंग इक्विपमेंट को मॉडर्नाइजेशन और डिजिटाइजेशन करने की दिशा में काम किया जाएगा. LW एरियाज हैं, एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं, बॉर्डर एरियाज हैं. सबसे बड़ा काम इन क्षेत्रों में FM के ट्रांसमिशन को अपग्रेडेशन या नए लगाने का काम किया जाएगा. जो दूर दराज के इलाके सीमावर्ती इलाके हैं, जनजातीय या LW से प्रभावित क्षेत्र हैं, वहां 7 लाख से ज्यादा फ्री DD के माध्यम से जो फ्री डिश है वो देने का काम किया जाएगा.
Our correspondent reports that Prasar Bharati, as the public broadcaster of the country, is the most important vehicle of information, education, entertainment and engagement for the people, especially in remote areas of the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the Cabinet's decision on the BIND scheme will augment broadcasting infrastructure in India, particularly in remote areas. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said this will help in diverse sectors such as health, education and entertainment. The government also approved investment for the Suni Dam hydroelectric project in Himachal Pradesh with an estimated cost of over 2,614 crore rupees. The Information and Broadcasting Minister said the project will be built on the Sutlej River, which will have a capacity of 382 megawatts.
सुन्नी डैम हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रिक प्रोजेक्ट 2,614 करोड़ रुपए की अनुमानित लागत जिसके ऊपर आएगी उसको मंजूरी मिली है। ये सतलुज नदी पर बनेगा, जिला शिमला और मंडी। इसकी क्षमता जो है 382 मेगावाट की है और इस प्रोजेक्ट का निर्माण जो है वो SJVN करेगा और इसको 5 वर्ष 3 महीनों में पूरा कर लिया जाएगा। इसमें हिमाचल को सबसे बड़ा फायदा ये है, एक तो वहां पर हजारों लोगों को रोजगार के अवसर मिलेंगे, वहीं पर ही हिमाचल के हिस्से जो मुफ्त में बिजली इसके माध्यम से मिलेगी उसका लाभ भी मिलने वाला है।
The second National Conference of State Chief Secretaries will begin in New Delhi today. The 3-day conference focuses on achieving rapid and sustained economic growth in partnership with the states. It will witness the participation of more than 200 people, comprising representatives of the central government, chief secretaries, and other senior officials of all states, union territories, and domain experts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will chair the conference tomorrow. It will be another key step towards further boosting the partnership between the centre and the state governments. The discussion during the conference will be held on 6 identified themes. These are thrust on MSMEs, infrastructure and investments, minimizing compliances, women empowerment, health and nutrition, and skill development. The agenda of the conference has been decided after extensive deliberations in over 150 physical and virtual consultative meetings over the last 3 months between nodal ministries, Niti Aayog, states, union territories and domain experts. The first such conference of chief secretaries was held in Dharamshala in June last year. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur will review the Y20 Inception meeting in Guwahati today. It is as part of series of meetings being held in the country under India's G20 presidency. Y20 is an official consultation forum for youth from all G20 member countries. More from our correspondent.
In the morning, the Union Minister will arrive at IIT Guwahati to review the Y20 Inception meeting. After that, Mr. Thakur will go to Srimanta Shankardev Kalakshetra for another review meeting of Y20. State government officials will brief on the preparedness of the Y20 in the afternoon at a city hotel. Started in 2012, the Y20 is the youth version of the G20 summit and it is the only officially recognized platform for young people to engage with the G20. And it is one of the most influential international diplomatic forum for young leaders. Aminul Haqzuddar, AIR News, Guwahati.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. India and France will hold the 36th Strategic Dialogue in New Delhi today. The two sides will hold discussions on wide-ranging bilateral and global issues. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval will lead the Indian delegation, while the French delegation will be led by Emmanuel Bonne. Diplomatic advisor to the French President, Mr. Bonne, will also call on several Indian dignitaries. The last edition of the Strategic Dialogue was held in November 2021 in Paris. Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan and Union Communications, IT and Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw will launch 5G services in Odisha today. It will be rolled out in the twin cities of Bhubaneswar and Cuttack during a special program. Our correspondent reports, in order to provide 5G telecom service to the consumers, Reliance Jio and Airtel have set up about 500 base trans-receiver stations in various cities and towns across the state. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will flag off BJP's Jan Vishwas Yatra in Tripura today. The events will take place at BBI Ground at Dharmnagar in North District and Public Ground at Sabroom in South District. Mr. Shah is also scheduled to address public meetings in the state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has applauded Captain Shiva Chauhan of Fire and Fury Sappers on becoming the first woman officer to be operationally deployed at Kumar Post in Siachen Glacier, the highest altitude battle site in the world. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, "This will make every Indian proud, illustrating the spirit of India's Nari Shakti." Prime Minister has urged students, teachers and parents to take part in the unique interaction program Pariksha Pe Charcha. The 6th edition of Pariksha Pe Charcha will be held at Talkatora Indoor Stadium in New Delhi on the 27th of this month. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, Pariksha Pe Charcha is among the most exciting programs, giving an opportunity to discuss ways to make exams stress-free and support the exam warriors. The U.S. House of Representatives for a 4th time rejected Republican Kevin McCarthy's bid to lead the chamber as a small group of holdouts in the party defied former President Donald Trump's call for unity. Despite Mr. Trump's appeal, 20 Republicans on the party's right flank voted for an alternative candidate. It left McCarthy short of majority needed to become House Speaker, a powerful post that is second in the line of succession to the presidency. McCarthy secured only 201 votes yesterday as 20 Republicans voted for Representative Byron Donalds, a Florida Republican first elected in 2020, while one Republican declined to back a specific candidate. France has announced that it will send light AMX-10 RC armored combat vehicles to Ukraine. The announcement came after French President Emmanuel Macron called on the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky yesterday. A French official said this is the first time that Western-made armored vehicles are being delivered in support of the Ukrainian army. In cricket, a rejuvenated India will face Sri Lanka in the second T20 International of the 3-match series in Pune today. The match will start at 7 p.m. at Maharashtra Cricket Association Stadium. The Team India's wicket-keeper batter Sanju Samson has been ruled out of the remaining 2 matches due to knee injury. Jitesh Sharma has been selected as the replacement. Team India are in a high spirit after winning the first match by 2 runs in a nail-biting finish in Mumbai on Tuesday. Entire North India is under the grip of a severe cold wave. The Met Department said dense to very dense fog and cold day conditions will continue over northwest part of the country during the next 4 to 5 days. In Kashmir Valley, the weather continues to remain cold and dry as the minimum temperature remains below the freezing point at most places. A report from a Srinagar correspondent.
Cold wave conditions continue to prevail in most parts of the Kashmir Valley. Yesterday, the mercury dipped to -9.4 degrees Celsius in Pahalgam, while a minimum temperature of -8.4 and -5.2 degrees Celsius was recorded in Gulmarg and Srinagar respectively. Several water bodies in Kashmir have frozen due to the intense cold conditions over the past few days. The local unit of the Met Department has predicted similar weather conditions for the next 24 hours. Ishfaq Shah, AIR News, Srinagar.
And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to VC Pramod.
Thank you, Anuja. All the dailies have mentioned about the centre's push for clean energy in a bid to cut emissions. Hindustan Times writes, Green Hydrogen Plan gets nod from Cabinet. BSES launches Braille Bills for Blind, along with an upgraded and voice-enabled mobile app, reports the Pioneer. Gujarat Bill empowering police to book protesters under Section 144 gets President's nod is the top front page headline in the Tribune. Microsoft building global projects in India now, writes the Economic Times, quoting the CEO and chairman of Microsoft. The Times of India says SC stays HC order to hold up urban polls sans OBC quota. And finally, the Hindu carries an encouraging story of Kerala National Park under the headline Silent Valley bird species numbers goes up to 175, of which 17 are new according to a survey. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Pramod. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to take part in All India State Ministers' Conference on Water at Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh this morning. Union government clears National Green Hydrogen Mission with initial outlay of 19,744 crore rupees. Second National Conference of State Chief Secretaries begins in New Delhi today. India and France to hold 36th Strategic Dialogue in New Delhi today. And in cricket, rejuvenated India to face Sri Lanka in second T20 International in Pune this evening. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.